Welcome to Self-Improvement Sunday, and today's quote comes from the awesome Mother Teresa, who said, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone and make many ripples." Yeah, she lived an amazing life, and it was such an amazing example for all of us. She truly did. Hello there, my name is Christopher Diarmani, and if you're unfamiliar, I help authors go from blank page to finished first draft to published book with ease. And it's one of the great treats of my life to be able to do that, because it's helping other authors get their words out into the world is so important, especially given the times we're living in these days. And one of the things that I want to, often people get confused, well, why are you talking about self-improvement when you're talking about writing? And ultimately it's because the better, more well-rounded, the better human being I become, the better writer I become. It's the clearer I'm able to communicate my principles to the world. All those things simply get better when we're focused, grounded, centered in things like gratitude, love, joy, and compassion. So that's why I do a Self-Improvement Sunday every week, because for me, I believe it is absolutely essential to become the best writer I can possibly be, to make sure I'm also in the process every day of becoming the best person I can be. So to that end, I want to talk about this quote from Mother Teresa and sort of what it really means for me in that context. You know, here's the truth. One simple small act can change another person's life. I talk about this all the time in terms of when we get our transformational nonfiction book written, published, and out into the world. That's our way of changing someone else's life. It's one small thing. It's one small book, and yet it can have a massive impact on a global scale. So if I take that back down to sort of the bare minimum, if I simply take the time today to make sure that I'm focused on being grateful for one small thing that someone else did, that puts me in a mindset that is far better for me, for my writing, and for the people in my life, and for the world, right? It's kind of, for me, it goes without saying. So that one small, simple act, repeated every day, and specifically I'm referring to something along the lines of, expressing gratitude to someone for something, being compassionate to someone else. Those little tiny things like Mother Teresa did. I can't feed everyone, but I can feed one person, so I do. That's kind of her philosophy of life, right? And that one small act, feeding one person, helped her change the world in a really great way. I mean, that's the ultimate lesson that Mother Teresa's life taught us, isn't it? Truly is. So it's so simple, and yet it also brings up a really big question is, do you have the courage to perform one small act of compassion, of kindness, of gratitude every single day of your life? It's a great question. I mean, and it gets challenging at some points on some levels because Mother Teresa set a very high bar. She truly did, right? But here's also the reality. It's not so high of a bar that we can't actually meet it every single day if we set our minds to do that. We really can. So the real question becomes, will we? Will I cast a pebble into the pond of my life today and that will create many ripples of positive effect? Will I? Will I set an example of daily faithfulness to that principle? Will you? I hope you and I both do, because when we do, we help bring our world out of the fearfulness, out of the isolation, out of the hatred, out of all the garbage that's going on today. And we help bring our world into a place that is more filled with gratitude, filled with love, filled with joy, compassion, and we help others be courageous, because our simple act of being courageous helps other people be courageous as well. It's such a beautiful principle, and one that I really do hope that you take to heart and implement in your life. So if you enjoyed today's video, if you enjoyed the principle I'm discussing and how to implement that into our lives, I would love it if you would like and share this video with your family and with your friends. And then if something really sort of jumped out at you, then share that in the comments. Like if you had one of those sort of mind-blowing sort of, wow, that really flipped some switch for me, that really connected for me on some level, then share that in the comments. I'd love to hear it, truly would. And I would also love if you would connect with me on platforms like LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all that. And to do so, simply go to sleekbio.com/Christopher, and you will see links to all my social media platforms, as well as a couple other interesting things, or at least that I hope will be interesting for you, all right? And so with that, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. It's a beautiful, glorious day here, and I hope it is wherever you are as well. And with that, I will talk to you again tomorrow at 3 o'clock. All right? Bye-bye.